You know what? At this point, we've got to stop fighting against the football gods. We've got to stop fighting against heritage. Like, this is like expecting Manchester United not to try and come back in the last minute. This is like not expecting Liverpool to sing You Never Walk Alone before a big game and for it to send shockwaves through other teams. This is like not expecting Real Madrid to win a Champions League. Arsenal signing a Chelsea player is football heritage. This is like Barcelona not promoting a player from La Masia. This is football heritage. Arsenal signing a Chelsea player that they want to get rid of to finance others is football heritage. It's football heritage. And do you know, at this point, I think that we might be crazy for even fighting against it. We might be crazy for even trying to find rationale why it's a bad thing. Because if something keeps happening over and over and over again, at some point it's the norm, right? It's the norm. So Noni Madueke to Arsenal makes sense. Kepa's gone to Arsenal. Noni Madueke is linked to Arsenal. It kind of makes sense. Because that's the way football is. Some things are in line. You play your position. You play your position. And that's the way it is. Do you know what I mean? Like, guys, Eberechi Eze as well. We're going to talk about that. But Noni Madueke has been linked to Arsenal this morning, or well, yesterday. There's some genuine interest in there apparently from Arsenal, and Pletigol says that a bid has been made. Now, how certain is that? I don't know, because I feel like David Ornstein is Arsenal's like mouthpiece in a way. Like when he speaks about Arsenal more time, I think when he speaks about Man United and some clubs, it's not always the most accurate. But when he speaks about Arsenal, 99% of the time, 0.9%, he's on point. You know what I mean? He's on point. So I'm going to wait for a David Ornstein comment about that Noni Madueke, but this is what we do. We talk about transfer, we talk about transfer rumors. And listen, I'll be honest. I really hope, I'm going to be honest now, yeah, because I know how people get about their clubs. Hey, I know you guys like to tussle. You like to fight. You like to defend your team in the name of tribalism, in the name of, you know what I mean? Yeah, Gunners, yeah. But honestly, Arsenal signing Noni Madueke, for me, would be a joke. For me, would be a joke. Nobody come... Listen, I'm going to talk about Noni as a player. But nobody come to me and say Bukayo Saka back up. Please. Nobody say to me, oh, but you know what? It kind of makes sense as a Bukayo Saka backup. If you say that to me, then honestly, I'm just going to start not taking Arsenal. I'm not even going to say Gooners, because Gooners has become a funny word. But I'm not going to take Arsenal fans seriously. Noni Madueke. The thing about Noni is that I actually think Noni gets scapegoated a little bit at Chelsea. Now, Chelsea fans are probably going to say, you don't watch us as much and stuff. That's perfectly fine. But I think when I watch Chelsea, Noni's probing, Noni's active. I think him off the pitch and the low shorts and the ruby rose, and he loves the drip and the captions and the Insta, and he's a joker and he's chat. I think that kind of changed perception on him. Wannabe roadman, which that really annoys me when people say that, right? But I think that perception of him changed. I mean, has affected him, because I think when I see him on the pitch, I'm thinking he looks more active than Jadon Sancho, Mudryk when he was there, Neto. I look at him, and when I'm watching Chelsea games, I'm thinking he's Chelsea's best performing winger. Personally, best performing winger. I know they're getting in other players now, but when I look at it, I think, okay, he's one of Chelsea's best performing wingers. So now that's not to say he's always going to get a goal and assist. That's not to say he's not frustrating. That's not to say he hasn't got things that he can improve on. I think he should be going down the line on his right foot a lot more, shooting with his right. I think he started the season doing that. And I said, listen, if he can unlock that side of his game, he can go up a level. But maybe it didn't really kick on. However, I look at him and I see someone that's active. I see someone that gives defenders problems. He tries to go inside. He tries to go outside. Like, I see a good player. I see a good player in there. I'm not going to say he's just a world-class talent or anything like that, but I see a useful player in there, even for England. He comes off the bench, he makes some impact for England. So, again, just like Christian Norgard, these are good players. Noni Madueke is a good player. Christian Norgard is a good player. The question just goes again, is it exactly what Arsenal need to go to the next level? Now, people are going to say Bukayo Saka backup. For me, do you have to go to your neighbours Chelsea, who you always take their rejects? You always take their play. Do you need to go to Chelsea? What indication does that send out that you're going to go to Chelsea and buy Noni, who they don't want? Again. Like Arsenal, yes, Bukayo Saka had an injury last season, but Bukayo Saka plays every minute of every game when possible. Every minute of every game. And if you're going to spend, I'm thinking Noni's probably going to be about 40 million. So if you're going to spend probably around that 30, 40 million on a backup for Saka in Noni Madueke, one, I don't understand why Noni Madueke would even want to make that move. Because for me, you're going to want to be a starter. You're going to want to play football. You're going to want to try and impact teams. You're going to want to get yourself to the World Cup. Does that help you going to Arsenal? Does that help you going to the World Cup? I don't think so. I don't personally think so. So going to be a backup to Saka just doesn't make sense to me. And I don't even see that as a priority for Arsenal, especially that Ethan broke through. Now, Ethan's probably not going to be a right winger for his whole career. But in a case where Arsenal probably want to strengthen and put money in other positions, I think going and getting a Noni Madueke, I just can't wrap my head around it. I'm going to check. I wanted to switch screens, but my PC's acting up at the moment, my OBS. But I want to see the reaction of Arsenal fans at the moment. I'm seeing, so BBC are also saying, or is it BBC that's saying Tilks have begun? There's somebody, D Swell's one of my boys. He says there's absolutely no reason Arsenal should be trying to sign Noni Madueke and miss me with that Saka backup nonsense. Igal, nobody wants or needs Noni Madueke at Arsenal. Buy a Chelsea reject. We don't need him. Ethan Wyneri can offer us more. And, look, then Liv says, it's concerning that my club have Noni Madueke and list of potential targets. I'm frightened of what we could possibly do this summer and the decisions that we make. Like, honestly, I feel like it's very baffling. And to be fair, I'm looking through the comments and Arsenal fans are not too pleased about it. But, as things go on, football teams and football fans accept anything their team give. They'll start trying to find the rationale around it. No, but to be honest, we give Saka their minutes and give Saka the opportunity to rest. This ain't going to send Arsenal to the next level. People like Noni coming in when you have a Bukayo Saka who's going to play all the time. At Saka, let's not act like he's injury prone. He's not an injury prone player. And even so, I'm sorry, guys. Even if Saka got injured, let's say Bukayo Saka got injured. Yeah, let's just have it and say Bukayo Saka missed 17 games next season. Is Noni as a starter for Arsenal when Arsenal are going for Champions League and Premier League? Is that the difference? Boy, I don't know. Chelsea weren't going for Champions League. In Champions League, they weren't going for Premier Leagues. They were going to make the top 4, and they were in the Conference League. It's a different level, and I don't think I don't think any team where Arsenal are starting with, I don't know, a Martinelli, a striker, let's just say, and Havertz. And Noni is going to be anything that teams are going to be afraid of, or is going to be anything that's going to excite Arsenal fans or send Arsenal to the next level. But that's just my opinion. Again, I think he's a good player, but I just don't think it's an Arsenal signing at this present moment. I'll be looking at like Fulham's and Brighton and those types of, and that's not even to disrespect those teams or disrespect him. Even Newcastle's potentially. You know what I mean? Jacob Murphy's doing his thing, but can Eddie Howe do something with a Noni? That's the type of thing. Arsenal, I don't get it, and especially the notion that it represents, especially what it represents in terms of going back to Chelsea and signing one of Chelsea's rejects, I guess, in a way. So anyway, guys, I don't understand that one, but one that does make damn sense is Eberechi Eze. Now that is a good signing. If Arsenal can get that one over the line. Now, we're going to talk about where he fits. But I think that is a brilliant signing if Arsenal can get Eze. Eze last season, I don't think he started the season well. I think actually 3/4 of the season he wasn't well. But he ended it really well. He had a legendary FA Cup campaign. Go and check what Crystal Palace did in the FA Cup when they won it. And look at the impact of Eze in that campaign. And I always say, sometimes a player at this mid-level clubs, you have to do something which make you stand out and make you say, you know what, a top 6 team need to sign this player. There's a lot of players around the league that are good top 6 players, that are good outside the top 6. But have you done something spectacular? Are you a no-brainer signing for a top 6 team? Personally, I know he didn't go and blow any trees per se, but like a Jack Grealish at Villa was that. A Jack Grealish at Villa was that, you know? I think Eze is in that realm as well. There's other players. We can talk about many other top 6, outside top 6 players, but I'm just going to stick with this one. That's what Eze did. His campaign last year showed I'm at a level that can ascend. I'm at a level that if you put me with players on my wavelength, if you put me with players that are better than me, I can go to a next level. I can help that team develop. And then, do you know what I added? Eze added fear factor to himself. People now look at Eze when he's on the ball and they're fearful because he dribbles, he carries, he can run past players, he shoots, he excites the crowd. And when you go and win a trophy with Crystal Palace, I'm sorry, you are stamped. You're stamped with Crystal Palace scoring in the final against Manchester City. You're stamped. You are, like, you know, I saw people talking about, is he Palace's greatest player? They had Zaha. It's like the KD SGA conversation. Is he now Palace's greatest player because or is it Zaha still? Is Zaha KD and Eze is SGA? Is that the case? I don't know. But all I know is he delivered. He delivered. There's other brilliant players at Palace, of course. Adam Wharton, one of my favorite players in world football. Munoz, Mateta, that they got a good team. Glasner himself, fantastic. But Eze also is a Highland boy. So, hey. Well, no, I'm not going to do that. Eze is not like a Highland boy. He's been at so many academies. But he's been at Highland as well. He's from London. He lives in London. It just makes sense. Now, in terms of the position, that's something that we have to think about. Is he going to be a left winger for Arsenal? Is he going to be someone that's pressuring Odegaard? Now, a lot of people probably think you want to see him in the 10 position. Odegaard is a bit more of a passer. Eze is more of a dribbler. But, so it depends on how Arteta sees that role for that midfielder. However, on the left, my only concern is on the left, right now, as much as I don't rate Martinelli offers width. Saka offers width. So if you have Eze coming into the team, he's going to be a bit more central. He's going to be coming inside the pitch unless you want Eze to hold width, and then you're taking a lot out of Eze's game. So you're going to want Eze to come inside the pitch a little bit like more centrally. But the problem is you have Miles Lewis-Skelly who inverts also. So now all of a sudden you might not have any left side width. I know Declan Rice makes those runs, overlapping runs and the underlapping, but all of a sudden you don't have width on the left-hand side if you have a Eze and a Miles Lewis-Skelly, because Miles Lewis-Skelly is going to invert. It doesn't really overlap. So those are tactical issues that could be a problem. But I'm seeing that Arsenal, there was somebody that said, let me try and find it. I saw just that Arsenal apparently, okay, so I see David Ornstein said Eze is higher on Arsenal's list. But I saw it said that Arsenal also would want a striker, would still want another player as well, another attacker. So listen, now guys, if Arsenal can get a striker linked with Rodrigo and Eze, now we are talking about 20-year droughts ending. Now we are talking about, why is my camera slanted like this? Now we are talking about droughts potentially ending. If Arsenal can get like a Rodrigo and Eze and a striker, with Declan Rice there and Saka there and Saliba and Gabriel and Miles and Timber and Raya. How many titles is it 14 that they're chasing now? 14 could be on its way. 14 can be on its way. And do you know what? I know I said that maybe Noni don't make sense. But 2 black boy signings make Arsenal black again. The Arsenal that I know that were winning trophies were black. They were black. First ever team to field 10 outfield blacks. Arsenal 2002 blue kit leads away. Is this Arsenal heritage? Make Arsenal black again. I don't know about you, but my Arsenal top, I don't know about you, but my Arsenal top 5 is Henry, Campbell, Vieira, Cole, Ian Wright, blacks. Those are my top 5. Yo, Noni, you join. Salib, oh wait, hold on. Can Arsenal name a 10 outfield black team already? With these signings, let's say. Hold on. Timber at right back. Saliba, Gabriel, Miles. That's 4. Oh no, the midfield. Partey's gone. Partey's gone, the midfield. Are we putting Declan Rice as an honorary? Nah, I'm playing. Let's see midfield. Nah, they can't do it. They can't. Oh, okay. Ethan. Eze. Oh. Nah, the buck stops there. Because you got Saka. Noni. Oh, nah. A midfielder and a striker. They got that Oyedeji you. They got that Oyedeji you on the bench now. Oyedeji. Nathan Butler Oyedeji. Nah, it's not organic enough. But hey, that's the Arsenal that are winning trophies. That's the Arsenal that win. But hey, listen, to be fair, the Invincible, you need a little sprinkle of a Pires. You know, that's Declan Rice. You need a little sprinkle of a Dennis Bergkamp. That's Kai Havertz. You know what I mean? Just sprinkle it in there. You need a little sprinkle. But this, hey, listen, Arsenal might be going to their roots. But yeah, man, Eze, I think, is a brilliant signing. I think he offers something a lot different than Odegaard in terms of, I think he's braver. I think he tries to force the issue a little bit more with his dribbling. You know, that's a game breaker. Dribblers are game breakers. They change things. And one thing about Arteta, guys, I mean, if you go through his list, this man loves Premier League signings. Like, Arteta lives and dies by Premier League signings. Some people could say it's lazy scouting, but hey, Premier League signings are there to be made, bruh. Guys that ain't gonna waste time. I'm gonna do a video on Ollie Watkins in a bit to Man United, but hey, man, I'm with it. But guys, make sure you like, share, subscribe, turn your notifications on. It's your boy CultureCams. It's so hot in here, man. Oh my god, I gotta go gym as well. Turn your notifications on. Keep running up the videos. Appreciate all the support. And yeah, man, what do you guys think about Eze to Arsenal? What do you guys think about Noni to Arsenal? For me, this is the history of the Arsenal. So, guys, as I said, like, share, subscribe, turn your notifications on. It's your boy CultureCams. I'm out. Peace.